All right. So I know last week Bailey talked a little bit about the Bible app and how doing like a devotional to help you. And this one is called Holy Hustle, Embrace a Work Hard, Rest Well Life. I feel like this devotional goes really well with everything we've been talking about this past couple months about goal setting. It talks about goal setting, about you're working really hard, but also making sure that you rest when needed so you don't get burned out. So I'm going to read this devotional to you guys. Okay. It says, around our house, hustle isn't a scary word. It's just what I do. When we look at the dictionary, the definition of hustle, all it means is to work rapidly or energetically. Doesn't it remind you of Colossians 3:23? Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters. When I feel guilty about working hard and attempt to follow the models of rest and soul care that seem to be popular right now, I find myself leading too heavily into laziness. When I turn too far the other way and work nonstop, following the world's definition of hustle, I find myself striving and exhausted. Either way, I end up feeling miserable. Turn that off, please. We serve a God who created the entire earth and everything on it out of nothing in 6 days. God modeled work for us: energetic, creative, hard work followed by rest. As I've prayed about how this model fits with the concept of modern hustle, God has revealed a few things. Hustle isn't bad when we work hard for what glorifies God and serves his kingdom. I feel like with Plexus, what we can do, we can glorify his kingdom in so many ways with people's help, along with the business opportunity that we have. Scripture provides examples of the blessing of hard work. We can't live 100% of our lives modeled after the first 6 days of creation and ignore day 7, our rest day. It says the work is good and the rest is holy. Be still. Hustling doesn't have to mean getting ahead, walking all over our coworkers, or shining a spotlight on ourselves. Holy hustle is about working hard from the way Colossians 3:23 commands, living fully in the lane where God has placed us and discovering the restorative balance of work and rest. Today, take time to pray about your current work-rest balance. Ask God to reveal any places that don't line up with his plan for your life, areas where you're working too hard or resting too little, or areas where you're resting too much or working too little. Spend time writing out your goals, everything you would like to accomplish, perhaps in the coming year, and then quietly offer those goals back to God. Cross out anything he leads you to remove and add anything new he puts on your heart. Ask God to show you how he can make his name great through your work on these projects, and ask for forgiveness for times when greed or quest for fame or drive towards competition motivated you. And there's 2 little verses that go with it. Servants, do what you're told by your earthly masters, and don't just do the minimum that will get you by. Do your best. Work from your heart for your real master, for God, confident that you'll get paid in full when you come into your inheritance. Keep in mind always the ultimate master of your serving in Christ, the solemn servant who does shoddy work will be held responsible. Being a follower of Jesus doesn't cover up bad work, which pretty much says that we should be doing the best in anything that we're doing to his glory. Everything we do every day should be for his glory. What's the price of a pet canary? Some loose change, right? And God cares what happens to it, even more than you do. He pays even greater attention to you, down to the last detail, even numbering the hairs on your head. So don't be intimidated by all this bully talk. You're worth more than 1,000,000 canaries. And like I said, I just feel like this really goes with, I know at the beginning of the month when we were doing team calls, we talked about writing our goals. So I feel like this is a good time. It's the last week of February, so it's a good time to look back at what your goals were and to make sure that you're accomplishing them and being ready to set them for the next month as well.
Can I share something real quick? I know it's not my turn, but just talking, I feel like personally, I struggled a lot with Plexus as trying to find balance and trying to find, like, I feel like I've always had a heart of like wanting to serve God, however that I was supposed to do that. And a lot of times it looks like in your mind, we tend to always put God in a box. He took me through like a 2-year journey of like unpacking that box and getting God out of the box. But in your mind, you think like, in order to be serving God efficiently, it needs to be in the church, or it needs to be in like some aspect like that. I'm not saying that's wrong, and I'm not saying you can't do both. But for me, I had a really hard time and thought that the only way that I could be effectively serving God is if I was doing it in some sort of like mission field, or if I was doing it like with the church. Girls, can you please be quiet? And whenever I think about Plexus and how it was brought to me, every single big jump that I've had has come out of times of prayer. So whenever Plexus even originally landed in my lap, it was after studying the Jabez prayer, unpacking that and praying it over my life, and literally him throwing this in my lap, expanding my territory, everything that that prayer had talked about. And it definitely sustained me for years. And I continued, like, during all the midst of this, I've shared before, like, he made it very clear to me that he had given me Plexus to expand his kingdom and for his glory. And then I think about whenever I went Emerald in the month of October of 2020. And that whole month was like, I remember spending hours like praying and praying in the spirit and praying for God's will of my life. And like, he propelled me to that. And then jump starting to Sapphire, the whole entire month of September, I literally, like, that was my thing for September. Like, a lot of times I'll try to like make sure that I do something every day just to try to make myself better. But my goal for September was making sure that I was spending time praying in the spirit for like 30 minutes every single day. And so I was disciplined in that, and I did that. And then in October, my business started to propel, and I needed that because sometimes I will think, like, I'll feel selfish, like if I'm working Plexus or something like that, because I should be doing other things. But what he has showed me, whenever I was spending this time in prayer, and I was spending time praying in the spirit, praying God's will over my life, and what he had for me, these are times in my business that it completely exploded and continued to propel forward. And the same thing would start happening to people on my team. So I needed that confirmation for him to show me that this is a good thing, that this is his will, that I can do this for his glory. And he is very much so a part of this. And we just need to constantly be working to give Jax, please stop. You hear him yelling? I'm sorry. But constantly working just to always be giving our business back to him. And we are in a business where we are able to serve people, and we are able to help people, and we are able to minister to people, even if it doesn't necessarily look of what the world says that it needs to look like for us to be serving Jesus. We can be doing that here too. Okay, I'm done.
I guess it's my turn now.
Yeah.
Okay. So Amanda's devotional, and then what you just said, Kara, really made me think this wasn't like how I was going to start today, but God put Plexus in my life literally, I think, to save my health and to help propel my family forward as far as like finances, because I had been praying all last year that to God, for him to help me get a handle on my own health. Help me. And it just kept continuing to go downhill. And then in September, I went to the doctor, and I was like, I had infections. I had infections, multiple infections throughout my body. I was so tired all the time, and I was like, I think my blood sugars are off. Again, most of you don't know me. I have 2 baby girls, and the last pregnancy was when I was gestational diabetic for the first time in my life. And I guess that diabetes just held on afterwards, even though they said it wouldn't. And so I went back, got my A1C checked, and it was 6.7, which is borderline, right on the edge of diabetic and borderline diabetic. And I was like, oh, I don't want to be diabetic at 27 years old. Like, I need to get a handle on my blood sugars. I need to get a handle on my weight. And we were struggling financially. After 2020, I sing for a living. And after 2020, most of my gigs are just non-existent. I haven't made just a ton of money singing my whole life, but enough to help put my husband's income over the edge of being able to live comfortably and without worry. And since 2020, we've lived in a constant state of worry. Are we going to be able to pay our bills? Are we going to be able to get enough groceries and things without going below the line? And so I think that God gave Bailey to me, like her stories. I don't know, we were friends on Facebook, and I would see her stories, and I was like, she's a stay-at-home mom. She looks so healthy. Like, what she's doing obviously is working. And I did a lot of research. I messaged her and I did a lot of research on just the Slim drink and what it could do for my blood sugars. And I decided, after 2 months of trying to lose weight and adjust my blood sugars on my own, I decided to try Plexus in November. And so in November, I started Plexus. I have went from a size 18 pant, almost a 20, if I was being honest, to a size 14 pant. I have lost over 20 pounds, but the most exciting part is that my blood sugar levels, from my A1C in September to January, my January A1C came back on the 31st and it was 5.7. So it went down 10 points. And I'm taking my Slim every day. I am on the Triplex combo. I also just started using collagen this month, and I've used Immune Plus the entire time, as well as Active, just for more energy. My kids are literally sick all the time, and my immune system is really bad, just because of my own personal health issues. And I have literally only gotten a cold once out of like 5 or 6 colds my children have had. My puffiness and swelling is gone. My energy level is sustained throughout the day. I do not have to drink coffee. I don't even feel like I need Active that much. Like, I just feel like I am so much more attentive to my children. I have more energy. I can get in the floor and play with them. I've lost enough weight and enough swelling that it doesn't hurt to like go walk around all day in my knees. And now I carry my baby on me. She weighs like 25 pounds. And I can think like, oh, like she's so heavy. This hurts my knees. We went to Elephant Rock the other day. And I'm like, I weighed more than this. Like, no wonder my knees hurt all the time. And I was just so, I was just struggling so much. Anyway, I have prayed and prayed and prayed over the last couple of months that God would use Plexus not only to turn my health around, but to turn my family's finances around. And I was so excited when we got our check last month, because I went gold, and like my original goal was senior gold. I'm like, I'm going to be senior gold. I'm going to hold it. And then like after going to these team meetings and listening to all of you guys and just being inspired, I've prayed and prayed and said, no, like my goal is senior ruby, or my goal is emerald, or just whatever is going to be. I can't even fathom being a senior ruby or emerald as far as what our income is, because last month with the bonuses and everything going gold, I made like a little over $1,400, and that was more than my husband brought in for the month because it was slow farming. And so with 2 kids and everything, like that's a big deal, and it was huge for us. So that's really all I have to say as far as like my story. I'm so blessed to be able to help other people. I love getting messages. I shared on my story today on Facebook. I love getting messages of people saying my pants fit, or like I feel better, or I'm sleeping better. That to me makes it worth it. But this may seem like, totally selfish at this point, but like for me, Plexus is helping me financially and physically through my health. And so I'm going to keep doing it whether anybody joins me or not.
I definitely don't think that's selfish at all. And I think that's what continues to it always continues to encourage me to hear about people that we like personally know. Like, it's not, we're sharing all these testimonies from people that have, that we've never met or anything. Like, all these stories that are constantly coming through are people that we know and their lives have been drastically impacted and changed because of these products. And I don't know, it always encourages me and helps me to always just continue to share regardless how I'm feeling, because sometimes it can be an emotional roller coaster. And that's what we've talked about before. Like you said, the finances. So many people are going to bed like that at night, struggling over finances and losing sleep because they're having trouble with groceries, or they're worried about how they're going to pay their bills. And that's a horrible feeling. And I don't like people having to feel like that. And I'm just so thankful for the gift that it's given me and my sisters and all of you guys and all the people that it's going to continue to give to throughout 2022. I'm excited to see where everybody is at the end of this year. We also wanted to end today by highlighting one of our products. We know that we know that we have the triplex and we know that we have our Slim Meta Burn Lean, and we know Plexus has been incredible for weight loss and gut health. But this month, our product of the month is actually our Plexus greens. And whatever it says product of the month, it means that if you order this product, that you are going to get additional Plexus perks. So if you order the Plexus greens, then you get 50 perks. So I wanted to like share about why you would even want to order the Plexus greens, and give my honest take on it, because honestly, I probably would not have ordered it myself if Plexus would not have been generous enough to send me a free thing to try, because I was afraid it was going to taste like dirt and grass clippings, and I wasn't interested, to be honest. Not what it tastes like though. But whenever you do that, you get 50 perks. So that is basically you get product credit. So if you guys are on here and you don't know what perks are, every single time that your subscription is going out, you're getting 100 to 200 perks, and those perks are building up, and you can cash them in for free product. And like I said, you get extra just for ordering the product of the month. So whenever I want to talk about the flavor of this, I genuinely like it. It has like a garden berry flavor. It does not taste like dirt and grass clippings. Whenever I mixed up my greens earlier this morning, I made some for myself and I made some for my daughter, and both of us drank it and we enjoyed it. I can genuinely tell a difference in how I feel. And that's why I have continued to order it past every single month. Plexus sent it to me several months ago whenever it first came out. But I've continued to order it every month. I typically like to drink my Slim in the afternoon. I have all of the willpower in the world in the morning. I don't have the cravings in the morning. I can like not eat, whatever. I have the control. It's dinner time and it's evenings whenever I'm trying to go for things. So that's kind of when I typically like to do my Slim, because I don't want to grab junk in the evenings either. So I will drink this in the daytime and I can feel a completely different level in my energy level. Or if I'm feeling super groggy, I will go drink this, and I will perk right up within like the next 15 to 20 minutes because of this. So some of the advantages of Plexus greens is, first of all, we are not getting the fruits and veggies that we need. I guarantee that you guys are not getting the fruits and veggies that you need. We need 9 servings of fruits and veggies a day to have what we're supposed to have. So we're probably not getting it. Our kids probably aren't getting it. And if they are getting their fruits and veggies, they probably do not have the same nutritional value in them that they did 50 years ago, because our soil is so much more depleted now. And people like some of the things that this has in it, it has like the kombucha in it, it has the fermented greens in it. And people come to Plexus a lot of times because they want good gut health, but they want easy gut health. We don't want to be at home making our own kombucha. I don't even know how to make kombucha, and I don't have time to do it. Or getting into all the fermented veggies and stuff like that. We're busy and we don't have time, and we are a gut health company, and we are focusing on improving that. And this is another product that is going to do that. So a lot of us are malnourished because we don't have the same vitamins. And one of the things that this is it's clean. So in order for us to claim that we are a clean product, we have to be able to stand by that. Plexus releases a lot of clean products. If they're out there telling people that we are a clean product and we are not a clean product, then they're asking for a lawsuit, and they're asking to get in a lot of trouble. So we can always stand that the quality of our products are clean and that they are good for us. It has the fermented veggies in it. So it actually is increasing the effectiveness of the fruit and the veggies that are in here. And it's supporting our gut and and it has the antioxidant in it, which all of their nutritional value. So one thing that we have going on a lot of times is I'm reading notes here, guys, is our free radical damage. So all the toxins that we get in our system all the time, even if we are eating healthy, but we've got 5G towers, and we've got all of the cleaning toxins, and we've got stress, and we have the hormonal imbalances, and we are doing like having candles in our house and things like that, that's causing all of this radical damage to our cells. So one of the things with this having the antioxidants in it, it's actually fighting off that and helping purify our bodies, even in the midst of all of these toxins coming in. It's going to clean out your digestive tract, which is also just goes along with what our company does. It's continuing to keep your gut in check. And one of the biggest things is it's giving us those servings of fruits and veggies that we need, and helping us be less malnourished. So you can read on the side of it all of the great things that it has. We have the kombucha in it, which I talked about, which actually most green products do not. If you're trying to get easy kombucha, then a lot of times you're buying it at the supermarket, and it's also packed with sugars, and we are sweetened with stevia. So we're not going to experience any of the crash. And whenever we're feeding our bodies things that are packed in sugars, even if it's tied up in a pretty bow, something healthy, what we're doing is we're continuing to feed that candida that is in our system, which is put in our system by God to help us decompose when we die, and we have the overgrowth of it. And it's one of the reasons we promote ProBio 5 and BioCleanse all the time. So we can add this in, helping with the gut health, but also feeling confident that we're not also getting the added sugars as well. So if you want to get the greens this month, you can add it to your subscription, or you can go in and order it and you can get the additional perks. And it's also just another great product to add to your regimen. Again, I had no interest in it until they sent it to me, but I can physically feel a difference in my body. Does anybody else have anything they want to add before we wrap this up? No? Okay. Well, thank you, Maggie, so much for sharing. And thank you, Amanda. And we will meet you guys here next Tuesday. It's the end of the month, so we're all going to kill it. We got a week left. Bye.